All right, hello, hello. Have a good one, Mason. Thank you so much for the sub. Let's see. JCQQ, hello. Kev Kobo, Funzy, Flyback, welcome. Uter, welcome. Forgot Dolphin 60 exists. Yeah, it's been a minute. Shonas, hello. How's it going? All right, so let's get started. So today we're going to be building a Dolphin 60 from Linworks. Type K will ship soon. Ooh, is that already ready to ship, or is it like finalizing menu processes? What's the deal? Hey, Juantagon. Hello, how's it going? Thanks for the prime. Alright. I just bought a Dolphin. Ooh, sweet. Very nice. I think it's getting ready to ship. Ooh, how exciting. That's been a long time coming, right? The Type K. It's been a minute, I think. Alright, so today we're going to be building the Dolphin 60. That's the 60% keyboard from Linworks. This is the basically like the 60% reprise of their very popular keyboard from their brand, the Dolphin TKL. Dolphin TKL has been around since I think like 2013 or so, and it had several runs over the years, maybe like being like 4 or 5 now. And the 60% happened like maybe like I think it might have been like 2 years ago if I'm not wrong, maybe like a year and a half ago, and then it shipped sometime early this year. And so I have a unit here in navy. Initially this had been a E-beige unit, but I believe the E-beige units were decided to be discarded because they didn't pass QC, and so they offered buyers to choose an anodized option, and I went for the navy. Mama Hoo Hoo, hello, how's it going? So we actually have 2 different plates here, one polycarb and one alu, and today I'm planning on building with MX Brown, so I was thinking of using the PC plates. Let's see, so accessories, we have our PCB and daughterboard, the UDB. Oh, that's just the key for the case. What's this? Oh, and looks like it also enables gasket mounts, but I'll just use it in probably just use it in sandwich, or sorry, whatever it. I mean, actually, wait, is it always gasket? I forget. Let me check the interior of the board. I actually don't remember what this board exactly entailed. So let's see, Dolphin 60 Linworks. Yeah, here it is. Dolphin 60 mounting is top mount or silicone gasket mount. for those who prefer sandwich mount. And then they included a aluminum plate, 7.5 degrees for typing angle, and a few different case colors. Alright, cool. Alright, so... Oh, I see, the gaskets are already there. So we can just leave that alone. Okay, so let's get our plate for the build. Oh, it's actually not frosted. It's a clear polycarb plate. Pretty neat. There's also an aluminum one, which has flex cuts on it. But I figure if I'm using MX Browns, maybe I wanted to try non-flex cut version. So, and also with a softer plate, could be more fun to type on. So, probably gonna do the polycarb for today instead of alu. Which plate do you usually use? Kind of interchangeable for me. I don't mind using like alu for MX Browns, but I don't mind also using like softer plates like poly half or poly full. Sometimes like that could be like, yeah, I personally don't mind using like softer plates. But I think, generally speaking, a lot of people will say, I mean, like the old, I guess, kind of like the traditional meta for plates was that you would use a rigid plate for linears and a soft plate for tactile. So people would use like poly half for, let's say, like ergo clears, like MX clears or MX browns, and then they would use like steel or aluminum for linears like MX blocks and so on. Now that's kind of changed. Like I think we've had a pretty big wave on going softer for everything, so it's kind of flexible. Honestly, both sound pretty nice, just different. Today I'm kind of leaning on the softer side, so I'm gonna go with the poly. Okay, no LEDs on this, no underglow rather, but it does have LED support. I believe this is VIA enabled, or maybe it's VIL, not sure. Gonna have to check. Doesn't pop up on VIA, but let me see if there are, there's a JSON file for this if this happens to not be. Okay, there's a oh no, there is a firmware file and JSON file here. So this is the 1.6 millimeter solder PCB. So I'll probably do that. And the JSON file. I want to try PC half with a 1.2 PCB for MX blocks in my LZ. That should be nice. I think tactiles with a plastic half is super nice. Let's see. I think just the JSON file should be enough, but let's see. That does it. Oh, nope. Maybe I do need to flash it actually. Is there a reset button on this? Maybe it's just hold escape and plug in. Oh no, there is a reset pad here. I'm gonna flash it. Plateless on clears are nice. Oh yeah, plateless is good too. I mean, plateless or half plate, either way, it's pretty nice, I think. What was the file for the Fave 60? Okay. Oh, I can't see. There it is. Oh, it's one of those firmwares that you have to like copy over the UF2 files. Is this using an RPi? Oh, it's still an STM32. Okay. Copy, paste. Right. That should do it. Alright, pops up on VIA. Nice. Let's do some programming on it. So, let's see. Actually, I also move that over. Let's see. So, this is HHKB. So, layout 7U, split backspace. So we're gonna do split backspace here, tilde, oh, split right shift. This, so they say left shift, but it's actually right shift. Right alt, right when, okay. Okay, now I gotta have my arrow keys, of course. Left, right, and page down, caps lock. Don't need that, and nope, not using backlight, so it's all good. Okay, should be sufficient. I trimmed all my purples and my fingers got scratches. Geon trimmer closely sharp like a Japanese knife. Yeah, the trimmer is, yeah, you're right. The trimmer is kind of sharp. I remember when I also trimmed a bunch of my MX clears and purples, it was also like, my hands were like not in great shape. It was not like cut up, but it, you know, like when it like gets like roughed up from using like metal tools. Alright, I don't think I'll have issues with the PCB, but it's always worth just double checking. Oh, I haven't checked the middle row. Alright, cool. So it's all good. Okay. All set. And I guess straight to the stabs now. So have some TXAPs over here. Just enough for it. So we are just gonna do split right shift and split backspace. It's nice and easy because there's only like 3 stabs for the thing total. 7U, don't need these guys for now. Hey, Secret Myth. Hello. It's going. How are you? Mr. Morning Coffee, welcome. And yeah, there it is, the song. Dolphin Town. You know, I was like, it's about to play, so I don't need to like play it. Nice caps on the HKB. Thank you, thank you. Where do you get those palm caps on your HKB? They're actually resin cast keycaps, so I personally got these from an artisan maker. I believe these modifiers were done, like these guys were done by at the time it was Misc capped. They used to make Topre modifiers. They would take like custom orders. Actually somebody else got them and then I just bought it from them. Like someone else had commissioned it initially and I just picked it up later. These guys are from Key Collective. These ones are from Tokipi. Tokipi actually might have some stock, but I actually am not sure. I haven't seen them. I mean, they haven't been active for a little bit now, so it's kind of I'm not very sure about what their stock currently looks like now for their Topre wares. Guys' connections to every part of the keyboard hobby? Well, I mean, it's just been around for a while, and also these makers are they used to be much more active, right? So that's the thing, like they used to be much more active and much more reachable, and they would be pretty open to doing custom work for a bit. Or even if you don't do custom work, I mean, like these are all like regular sales stuff. I think it's just these modifiers that were commissioned at one point, and I didn't even commission them myself. A lot of artisans have slowed down. That is true. I would say, well, it's like yes and no. It's definitely less than the pandemic era, that's for sure. I mean, that kind of applies to most hobbies, in fact. But even then, I do think like there's still a pretty decent number of like active making going on in the scene. It definitely is a little bit slower though. Yeah. I mean, retail also has gone up, right? Like overall pricing has gone up in things, and so I think that kind of prevents people from being very active as well. Like prices of materials have also gone up a decent bit. Not to me. Need a Kiwi and JD metal cap from Hebe for Blue Alert. Oh, we're not running Hebes this time around for Blue Alert. We did discuss it for a bit. But yeah, we decided not to run Hebe caps this time around. It would have been nice. But I think, yeah, with the number of kits that we have, and also somewhat short notice, I think that's the big thing. So Blue Alert was actually slated to run later this year. It was supposed to run probably like in October, if not November. But some plans changed with the vendors, and they asked me if I could do this, have this prepared for September, and I was like, sure, why not? You know, we can give it a shot. And so I kind of went ahead and, you know, prepared all the kitting again, right? Like pretty much like get it approved and get it like kind of like ready to go, get all the renders ready. And that pretty much has consumed like our remaining amount of time to prep and resources, and also to commission like a Hebe cap, let's say, like, last minute is a little, I don't know, it feels kind of rude to us so late. So we decided to not go with it, which is kind of a bummer. I mean, like I am, so like for like makers in the community in general, like I'm pretty happy to collab with people, or, you know, quote unquote, like I kind of hate the word collab in this particular context, because I'm not really collaborating in the sense that I'm not really working to make this design come to life. It's like when it comes to other makers making something in the theme of like a key set, they're doing all the work. So it doesn't really mean collab. It means they put in all the work and they do a, you know, key set themed whatever product, and you know, helps promote the set, sure, but I feel like it's not, and I think that's kind of what's been preventing me from asking makers like directly, like being like going to their DMs and cold DMing them and basically being like, hey, I'm running this key set, can you like make caps, or like, you know, if you're willing, would you be down to make caps for it? I've been actually completely hesitant to do that now. Like I did it for Dolch and that was fine at the time, but now I think my opinion of that has changed a decent bit. I feel like I'm not doing anybody any favors other than myself and maybe the customers. But like it doesn't feel like it doesn't feel as genuine in the sense that like it's not something that, I don't know. I mean, I'm sure that they would not agree to do something if they didn't really want to do it at all, but I don't want to force it upon anybody to make something for the key set if they weren't really planning on it, or if it wasn't gonna catch their eye anyway. So that's kind of why I don't really have collabs, so to speak, lined up outside of maybe I have one ongoing project that I'm thinking about for Blue Alert that I probably will happen sometime maybe like next year, so it's like kind of like after the key set ships. But I would say like for artisans, or for like, I mean, we will have like a space cables match cable going for it during the pre-order window. But yeah, like artisan makers, for example, like I'm letting people reach out, but I'm not personally like reaching out to folks to like be like, hey, can you make caps for this? It just kind of, I don't know, it just kind of feels a little dirty to ask now, and so I just don't really want to as much. I would rather have people be enthusiastic about it themselves and reach out, but I'm just a little bit hesitant now because it doesn't really feel like a true collab, so to speak, because I'm not really doing any work for them. If that makes sense. I mean, maybe it's a little bit of a negative point of view, but that's kind of how I've been feeling about these collaboration sales, is that a lot of these makers and brands don't really need the extra attention or marketing, let's say, and they're doing all the work. I'm not really doing anything. Oh, hi, Mr. Kupo. Tired? Why so tired? Has just work been busy, Mr. Kupo? Just have a rough schedule right now? Okay. Yeah, I miss being 9 years old. Same. Miss having 0 responsibilities. Or at least much more trivial ones. Yeah, same. Big same. I didn't know what a sigma was. Yeah, good times, good old days. I thought this had hella meme cuts. The polycarb plate doesn't have any. The alu plate does have some, yeah. Abstraction layer, hello. Translucent PC plate? You mean like this is like transparent? This is not even translucent. This is just straight up transparent, by the way. What do you think of multi-stage or progressive springs? Do you think they're worth? I personally don't really care too much for them because I don't use like so what they do is that they'll add, like, you can get like these really long springs in multiple stages, right? And they'll add like sort of like different behavior at the preload and then through the travel of the spring. It's nice, I think. Like conceptually they're actually cool and they do work, but I personally am a simple guy and prefer just normal regular springs. I do know actually some I do have a I do know somebody in particular who actually only uses those like multi-stage springs. Like it's their favorite. So like, yeah, I think for some people they love that. They love how they feel and they love how it goes. There's a plate in that build right now. Yeah, it's just transparent. Yeah, it's just transparent. It's just the lighting is pretty much perfectly passing through. As much as I do respect regular full touch control on HKB, for MX I like doing stepped. I just like the look of stepped a lot. From that angle, it looks invisible. Yeah, it does. Yeah, right now it pretty much looks invisible. Wow, plateless Dolphin. Yeah. Pretty much like completely different from the idea of the Dolphin, because the Dolphin is supposed to be like this sandwich mount board. Kind of stiff. Okay. Let's just test our slabs really quick. Seems fine. So these are not soldered and they're 3 pins, so need to hold it down. Okay, seems good enough. All right, that's just pretty straightforward. Just put on switches and then solder. That's it. This is gonna be a pretty fast build. Anyway, so for those who are unaware, Blue Alert is indeed happening in September through Novelties and a bunch of other vendors. So if you have any questions, feel free to ask. There's a command called !Blue Alert if you want to be linked to the interest check. The kitting is pretty much final as of today, actually. We finalized the kitting today for submitting for quotes. So now we're just waiting for quotes to come back. We'll know pricing by hopefully next week, and it will run in September. Pretty excited. This project, like Blue Alert Round 2, was something that I've been thinking about for like the past like 4 years, but really only came about more recently, like in the past 2 years specifically. Initially we had a different vendor lined up, which was actually Space Cables at the time, and Reagan actually really helped kickstart this project. He was the he bounced a lot of ideas back and forth with me about the kitting and like this and that and the offerings and some of the features, and so I have a lot of appreciation for them for helping out. And then later on though, as sort of like the GMKQ grew, and like also like the ups and downs in the keyboard community, we decided that it was probably best if I ran it with a different vendor, and so I decided to ask Novelkeys for help in running this, and they agreed, and so here we are. Nord UK through Oblo confirmed. That is up to Oblotsky and Jay, so they will confirm that themselves. So you'll hear more news about the international kit, the Nord UK international kit, through them shortly. I mean, pretty much whenever they approve the kitting and submit a quote and everything looks good for them, that's when you'll know about it. Pretty much, I'll say like final confirmation of that is like, you know, gonna be right before the buy starts, because I think they are seeing basically if it's gonna be cost prohibitive or not, because a kitting like that, for the Nord UK, you probably also need to include to cover the blue stripe, the alert row, so to speak. So yeah, so it can be kind of expensive, and so and it also will run at pretty low MOQ. So yeah, that will probably be running like close to cost or something like that, right? Because it's pretty cost prohibitive. Do you think Italian would be relevant? Olivetti? Yeah, actually someone did propose that idea at some point before, Mama Hoo Hoo, which I thought was pretty nice. I actually did think about Italian Olivetti type of like legends and sub legends and everything else, like pretty much doing blue alert in the Italian Olivetti style. But I thought that a lot of the appeal might actually fall through with it, and so I kind of went with Scruffy Marks, hello. Imagine being subbed this long and only see cherry switches 90% of the time. I mean, you know which channel you're in. we do, you know, 10%. At least there's a 10% that we don't do cherry switches, right? At least there is the 10%, right? Why you gotta make me spend more money? You know, I mean, it's a set that hasn't been around for a long time. I mean, Blue Alert first ran through Originative 7 years ago, and then it only had just the stock, so it was like what, 150 units or whatever for the minimum MOQ then, and that was it. And so it's been so long that a lot of these sets kind of have just been lost to timing on other collections, and so I felt like it was due for a rerun. Closer, talking about Blue Alert round 2. Alright, I'm gonna run this fan. Where is the poor 7TV emote? Not sure. Evil Dolge? Oh, I see. That's happening too? I think that's Gion, right? Gion's running that? Because he really likes that set or something like that? Something along those lines I heard. Gian bought the rights of Evil Dolge? Wow. I personally am not huge on Evil Dolge myself, but that's pretty cool. So anybody who has been waiting to get it will be able to get it for a pretty good deal. It's nice. I wish Gian much success with it. Speaking of Gian is going to be one of the vendors for Blue Alert. So I guess if Evil Dolce is running simultaneously, if it's coming in September as well. I know GMK Cosmos by Mr. Captain Mike is running in mid-September. BRG? Oh, British Racing Green? Oh wow. He's really running these something more, I guess maybe not more niche, but these sets that sort of wouldn't have any follow through since they first happened. Except for more DO sets to happen soon. I don't know what would be after Blue Alert though, to be honest. I only run like pretty boring sets or classic sets. Not much creativity to go around to run something original. I prefer Nuke Data over BRG. Heard. Same here. I also do prefer Nuke Data over BRG. I also prefer like other green slash theme sets. Like you know, I like Dandy a lot. Like for that softer green. GMK Camping I like a lot for that. For like the modifiers in green. There's a few other sets I like, but yeah, I think of different sets when I think of green sets. So for me, BRG wasn't quite up in my list when it first ran for that reason, but again, I wish them success. Can he run Chocolatier? Chocolatier, probably Mr. Zambumon would have to run it. I know that Mr. Zambumon hasn't run anything in a minute. What was the last thing he ran? I mean, I guess Hamon 2 is just fulfilling through Space Cables. I know that that's been a long running with Classic Beige and Nightshade, if that is that right? Nightshade. But I would take it that Chocolatier, if it had a rerun, would be probably one of the next in line if it were to happen. It's certainly been a long time since it first ran. I mean, I think it first ran on Drop back when Zambumon was doing a lot of work with Drop. That was like quite some time ago. And GMK Burgundy. Oh, I know that GMK Burgundy is supposed to run at some point. I know that Coco Bray, is it Coco Brays? Yeah, it is Coco Brays, right? Who first ran Burgundy. I'm pretty sure they had interest in running it again. I wish a rerun of GMK Cafe or Honey. Honey is a cool set. I personally don't love GMK Cafe, but I respect it. Dandy R2 will happen eventually? I thought Dandy R2 already happened. Pretty sure. What is a set you do not respect? GMK Deku. I do not respect GMK Deku. I do not respect GMK Star is just funny, but I still do not respect it. There's a bunch. Either because the kitting is really bad or because the color choices are kind of pretty terrible too. GMK Deku is up there though. I would really like GMK Windbreaker. I have a feeling just because P-Wade, I feel like P-Wade could be pressured to running GMK Windbreaker. That said, I don't know when. I know he's just kind of busy living life and whatnot, but maybe at some point he will. I can assume I could actually easily see him wanting to do that. I know that P-Wade has always been the kind of person to prefer not to he's always preferred not to like rerun the same colorway right away, just because he likes doing new projects instead of, you know, old ones being just rehashed. And so I can imagine if GMK windbreaker does happen, it'll be a little while from now. But I think eventually it will happen. I would prefer windbreaker to be an MTNU. Ooh, that's actually a kind of cool proposition. MTNU for windbreaker would be kind of cool. Yeah, that's actually a pretty neat proposition. I could see that being pretty sick. I haven't seen any colorful sets. Yeah, they're running on all the classics right now for MTNU, right? So, yeah, we haven't had any colorful, like, wild sets on MTNU yet. Being mostly designers and vendors willing to run this, not quite there yet in terms of, like, just having the guts to just go for it. I kind of understand that. Like, you know, it's like when you introduce a new profile, you want to run the classics first, like Wob or Blank or something like that. Like something simple that goes with everything, because you can test run how the profile, first of all, is perceived by people. Like, it needs to, first of all, have a good impression, right? Like, you need to basically prove that the profile is good to run many more experimental things on. So the first test run being boring sets is normal. Totally normal. Like, that's just kind of the way it goes. I think his Discord shut down MTNU windbreaker pretty quickly. Oh, I see. I forgot that Mr. P Wade had an active server too. It's been a while. They've been all dark or neutral colors. I'm assuming because it's PVT. Oh yeah, there's that too. There's the whole PVT thing. Forgot about that. PVT blend, right? Wish Blue Alert R2 had Xbox key like R1. That's only doable if Blue Alert R2 were icon only. I decided to run it icon plus text because I wanted to. I personally think reruns that are exactly the same are kind of boring as well. Not to mention, it's a good way to it's a nod to collectors also, to sort of like have different versions. There's many reasons, but I also don't love Xbox delete. So personally, not my choice, not my icon of choice. Even if I were to go icon only, I probably wouldn't pick it. Sorry to say. But yeah, I mean, it's cool. Like, if you look at old sets and you see it, it's neat. It's like, you know, it's kind of like a novelty almost now when you see it. But I personally think it's a pretty ugly icon. And I don't think much would change my opinion on that particular icon, but yeah. Do you like the contrast key sets with the case? Example, something on Dolphin Blue. Oh, Perestroika on Dolphin Blue is what you're saying? Yes and no. Yeah. Yes and no. I think if it's like a too strong colors like that, not so much. Kind of screams like some country's flag or something like that. A little bit more subtle though. But yeah, I do think perfect matches are a little bit overrated. It's nice, but I think they are a little overrated. So I don't think everything has to be perfect matchy. It looks nice though in some setups. Admittedly, I do a lot of the perfect match sort of stuff, but yeah, I don't think it needs to be the case all the time. MTNU Deku Redux. There's another GMK profile coming. It's supposed to be entry level. What does that even mean? Profile has nothing to do with level of enthusiast. I don't get that. I actually do not understand that at all. After Blue Lure, which says, do you wish you could run in the future? Right now, I don't have any specific ideas that I have a burning desire for. There was a long time ago that I had a very strong desire to run specific things. Like, I would love to see like double shot Hebrew or like double shot Arabic and things like that, but never really happened. How do you open this? I think it's through the weight, right? So you did double shot Greek though. Yeah, that was the easiest one to do. That's why I did it. It was the simplest one to go for, which is kind of why it did happen. I actually don't remember how the Dolphin was assembled exactly. Let me just double check. So it was not through this, right? Okay, is this removable? Oh yeah, okay. It's removable feet. That's why. I forgot about it. For whatever reason, I forgot that the Dolphin 60 actually had removable feet. I'm so used to adhesive feet, but there's like every board now is removable, or sometimes they use like the different kind. Alright. Where can I invest for Lightning Keyboards LLC? Whenever there's a public offering, I guess. I wonder when the IPO will be. Oh, those are some long screws. Holy moly. Okay. Okay, there goes the weight. There goes the bottom piece. Okay, there's our weight here. And then here's our bottom piece. Alright, so there's like two different types of mounting. One is gasket. So like if you look at these pieces, they say gasket. And if you look at these pieces here, they say sand for sandwich. I think I might go with the sandwich mount. So let's open that up. Release also Kiwi coins need to flip on cryptos. Hey, what's up, Eggy? Eggy Sandal. Boy, Abundance, hello. I don't remember getting any gaskets for the sandwich mount anyway, though, which is kind of funny. But maybe I'm missing a part and it's somewhere inside of the box. So it's gonna be sandwich mount either way. Have you had any good meals lately? Yeah, every day. Well, I'm not too picky, so I guess there's that. Let's see. see. So how does this work? Yeah, okay, so this just goes right here. And then, yeah, those dividers still go here then. Okay, cool. But yeah, I've had some good meals. Let's see some highlights. There's I found some recently. We found a pretty good pizza spot actually. They opened in my area, and they're like not the traditional regular pizza. It's like the square type. So they have like the thick crust and the thin crust. Pretty good. They have a couple of other locations in the city, I think. But yeah, good pizza always slaps, my opinion. Have gone to a few pasta places. Pretty yummy. There's this one spot in the city called Cafe China that does like really good like Szechuan style. That's really yummy as well. And sometimes I'll get together with some friends and whatnot, and that's also pretty good. Let's see, so this goes like that. Okay, these are the daughter board screws, right? Yeah. No, wait. This was for that. This was for that. Did I get daughter board screws for this? I need to check the box or check the back here. Oh no, I put them away. That's right. That's right. Ooh, I don't like these screws. I'm gonna replace them. I don't like the way these screws look. Just feel like they might strip at some point, even though I don't use them much. So we're just gonna go ahead and get rid of them. Just get some other ones. I have a bunch, so it's not a big deal. Are you almost done? Yeah, pretty much. It's a 60%, so these builds are super fast, and I also had only like 3 stabs to do, so yeah. I'll be right back. Just gonna get a few screws for the DB. Is there any difference between FIMO and LIMO connectors aside from how they look? I mean, one is legitimate, like a genuine product, and one is a look-alike. They both have the, push-pull connector. I think for keyboard cable purposes, there's no real difference. But LIMO is used in the industry for specific uses, and so if you have that specific use, and you might as well go genuine, you would go genuine, right? But I mean, for keyboard cables, like, honestly, not a big diff, no. A lot cheaper, that's for sure, to use the FIMO, the look-alike. LIMO connectors are quite expensive, so that's something to think about. Okay, so that's done. I guess I should attach this weight again. I took it off, but I didn't have to, so. So let's go with no foam, nothing on the interior, see how it sounds in sandwich mount. Okay, weight looks good. Alright, let's plug this in. That was fast. And then just gotta flip it over. It's a gorgeous navy. Love this color. Kinda reminds me of the Singa R2 navy. This was a navy that was used like ages ago for the 75% Singa board. And it had a really gorgeous navy. I think it was paired with the lion weight that was like PVD, or actually no, I think it was polished steel, but it was super nice navy on it. Kind of reminds me of that one back in the day. You heard about the Momo Crawl in Queens on the 15th? Ooh, no, I did not know, but that sounds scrumptious. That sounds really good. Momos, yummy. Okay, so we got nice and rigid bump-ons that are removable and cover the screw holes, which is super nice. It's probably the best type of bump-ons, I think, aside from just standard ones. Okay, pretty rigid feeling. That's fine. That's kind of the intended feel for the Dolphin, in my opinion, which is totally okay. I don't know. I don't know what key set I'm gonna put on this yet. Did it have an Alps PCB? I don't think it did. They had MX 1.2 millimeter with flex cuts, 1.6 millimeter without flex cuts, and 1.2 millimeter hot swap with flex cuts. But yeah, no, they did not have Alps compatibility on their PCB. At least this one in particular, the SATA one here that I have, it is not Alps compatible. Not to mention, you also would have to have a plate for it. But I would imagine this PCB, so this is a pretty standard 60% PCB though. I imagine you could use like a H60 type with a JST. There's quite a bit of room inside of the case, so I feel like you could use a regular 60 PCB that supports Alps and just connect it with a JST cable, and that would probably work just fine. Yeah, I think that would be what I think. All right, what should we put on this? Let's see, key sets. I think for key sets, I'm thinking we could go with something neutral, but we can also do something more colored as well. Like, I have, like, if you want something that matches, I have like Jim K. Rudy. Let's see, something in the blues. Let's see. Fuji is like neutral though, but it could go well. There's like muted. It's a little too bright in my opinion. I don't think I'll do muted on this. Rudy does sound kind of nice though. I do like that set actually. Calm Depths is a kind of cool set that I haven't used in a long time. That I think it looks pretty cool. Calm Depths is a kind of niche set that looks good. GMK Eclipse also looks good on like bluish toned boards. GMK Alter can also be pretty fun. Deep Space I would, but I actually have it on a different board, so I'm gonna skip Deep Space. That's a good suggestion too, though. That's actually a set I do like. That I would have considered as well. GMK Blue Alert. I don't have Rainy Day or Pink on Navy though. ASCII, not feeling it. The light gray, I don't think. Not feeling it on specifically in this HKB Navy board. Nautilus, I guess, if you want the yellow to pop. But I think the Nautilus blues are a little bit on the lighter side, especially on the alphas. But I mean, it looks probably good. GMK Yuri could be interesting. It uses like darker blues on the modifiers and orange for contrast. I'm leaning a little bit towards Calm Depths, Rudy, or there's another set called Skymoto that could also look good. That is sort of like neutral-ish with some colors. Penumbra. Oh, Penumbra is not a bad set. I think I actually have Penumbra somewhere else though, so maybe I'll skip Penumbra, just because I would have to like go get different pieces, and yeah. All right, let's do a quick poll, but let me see here. Key set, Calm Depths, Rudy. Sure, I'll just put Wob on it, but I don't think I would do it myself. Sure, Nautilus, and I'll put a last one. I'll put Alter as the fifth one, because why not? I think it can go pretty well on dark blue as well. All right, y'all can go ahead and vote. Calm Depths, I wonder how it will look. This is a pretty dark blue. Calm Depths, if I recall correctly, uses like a... Let's actually look it up. Why not? We can probably pull it up on the screen here. Oh, I actually have some photos of calm devs on the board from a long time ago. Let's see, where's the browser? There. It's like a darker blue with like a lighter gray. And this is obviously on that black board, but you kind of get the idea. It might go pretty well with this. Alright. I'm gonna clean up a little here. Looks like Comdesk is winning though. Maybe I'll go ahead and start getting the set. Looking very demure today. Very mindful. Yeah, very cutesy and mindful. Very demure. Alright, I'll be right back. Okay, I am back. Hope you guys had a good time with JD on the screen here. Alright, so here's Calm Devs. Haven't used this set in a while. This is a set that Calm Devs, for those who actually don't know about Calm Devs had a pretty legendary status in the community a long time ago. Back in maybe like, I don't know when, like I would say back in the earlier days of the hobby, Calm Devs, like in the SA profile in particular, was a very, very coveted set. And then eventually it made it to GMK, right? But yeah, it used to go for like tons in the aftermarket. And it was like one of those like super legendary sort of colorways. Oh wow, it actually has a step control. That's kind of based. So let's see how it goes. Ooh, I don't like this. Cham, I'm at work right now. Hello, Epsilon. How are you? Oh, this was a good choice. I think it's gonna look pretty good. Wow, look at this. It has 1.5U supers. Let's do it. Hell yeah. Cool. 1.5U supers. Why not? That's rare for a set from the time, I think. 1.5U supers were more of a much more modern, I feel like, well, not modern, but like much more recent sets will have that request as a child kit. So it's cool to see it here. SA Calm Devs GB 2013. Yeah, it was way back. Yeah, way back when. And yeah, it was you know, back in the day, like the runs were kind of smaller, so yeah, they became pretty coveted as the hobby grew. That market kind of came down crashing when SA kind of went out of style, so to speak, because you know the SA profile in general is not necessarily very comfortable to type on. But another reason was because there are a lot of knockoffs coming out. Like Max Keys started making calm depths in SA, like knockoffs basically, but that look pretty good, like double shot ABS, like same kind of glossy tall SA. And so I think that kind of devalued a lot of the set, a lot of the market. Then you had like just in general like decline in interest in SA sets, not to mention Signature Plastics suffered from the same issue that GMK at one point did during the pandemic, which was basically that they got overwhelmed for their supply chain and they're taking forever. There are like production mistakes and things that would you know, make the delay even longer, and so yeah, it had its issues. But yeah, back in the day. This is a pretty good pick though. I actually think this set belongs on this board. Calm Depths and Dolphin, like it's almost thematically true. So this is perfect. Perfect set for this. So that was a solid pick. What weight the Dolphin 60 rocking? What weight? This is just brass. No way full MXHKV supporting base? Yeah, back when it was... Yeah, it's pretty based kitting. Let's see. Resin time, indeed. Something gray. Let me see. I have some blue stuff here. And some grayer caps here, but I don't think these will work out too well. Let me see. Hubert, hello. So, I'm not feeling any particular one here. Oh, I'll do. The alien cap is kind of fun. I'm not sure. These are a little bright looking. Oh, maybe this lat could be good. This one, a little brighter, but could look good as a alpha, sort of extra alpha key there. Yeah, GBs did not come with sorted kits. Yeah. Yeah, the runners having to sort kits was definitely a huge factor. Like there were a lot of issues in general with the model back then. There's also this albumin, which kind of looks nice. This like sort of like Egyptian theme. I think I might go with the albumin. So maybe we'll go simple today and we'll go with the albumin and kind of torn. Maybe we can go with this pretty moon blank or this lat over here. Actually, I think the lat goes better. It's a little darker. I'll do the lat. Let's go nice and simple. Not sculpted, so to speak. Keycaps. That'll look pretty good. So here it is. It's a little off the blue, but looks pretty good. Actually, the Legends blue and the Albumin's blue actually kind of goes nicely. But yeah. Alright, sweet. I like that the port is slightly recessed, just enough for the heat shrink to still cover the outlet area. Let's set the mic here for typing. And also, Hubert, you're not too late actually. Huh. I wonder if they don't have column devs, huh? This dots is sort of close. I'll leave it on Dracula. Alright, let's see. Alright, looks pretty good. How's that? Alright, we can stop the music here. So there's our side profile. A little harder to see with the lighting in here coming from the other side, but that's the iconic Dolphin side profile. It's a 7.5 degree typing angle. So, alright, let's try this out. So let's see here. Alright, so alright, let's give it a shot. So we got MX Browns on a full polycarbonate plate on a Dolphin 60. Has no foam, no PE foam, no plate foam or case foam, just the build and the case. And we don't have any dampeners or anything like that. It's just the polycarb plate assembly in sandwich mount. So it's just sandwiched between two metallic pieces, just nice and rigid. And this is MX Browns with GMK column defs. Hello. Oh, who's this? Bo K-Bob. Hello, welcome. Thanks for the raid. Yeah, kind of quiet. I do imagine this is because we do have a polycarb plate, which is pretty flexible. So I imagine that's where a lot of the quietness is coming from. I actually am kind of wondering if, let's say, if I taped the flex cuts on the plate tabs, it would make it more rigid, but I wonder if that would also help the sound a little bit too. But yeah, definitely on the quieter side. But even with no foam, this sounds pretty good. This does have a decent amount of room in the case though. I actually kind of suspect that maybe it would have some resonance but it actually sounds pretty good like this. All right, here are the mods. So there's a bit of flex here, right? You can kind of see the plate sort of have a little bit of like give, but it's not much. It definitely feels like a sandwich mount in the sense that it's pretty stiff. The sound is definitely a bit more muted than the usual for MX rounds in particular. These are lubed pretty lightly too, so they could be a little bit louder, but actually pretty comfortable volume level, I think, typing wise. And the nice thing about this particular build, I think, at least the way I feel about it, is I expected worse, but I'm getting better, so that's good. I expect it to be a lot more rigid. I expected it also to be a bit resonant, a bit hollow sounding, sort of. A bit sort of echoey. I actually thought that maybe I would have to put in some case film and whatnot. But that doesn't seem to be the case. No pun intended. Sounds pretty good. IMO. Which Dolphin is your favorite so far? I have to say I love the TKL. The Dolphins honestly was really nice. But the TKL is kind of like the standout for me, I think, because it's like the iconic one. Like I can show you the Dolphin TKL. I actually have it right here. So, like, here's. I thought you were an FJ bar person? No, I've always been a scoop person. I've always preferred scoops over bars for homing kupo. I've said this a lot, actually. Which version do you like? Yeah, the one I have is the 2021. So if you see, this is the Anyway, yeah, so this one has the Bingsu switches from Naja keys. So it's like a very matchy type of build. This is a 11-degree angle board. So you can see this is the 2021 version. For the Dolphin. Yeah, so if I switch this up, like, yeah, that's how they look. Let me actually close this guy here. So yeah, that's kind of what these look like. Yeah, pretty tall looking. But yeah, the Bingsu Dolphin, pretty nice. But yeah, this is probably my favorite one in terms of the look. I actually think among the different versions, I think the 2021 Dolphin actually is the nicest one. Personally, like some people really like the V2 or the V3, but for example, the V3, the nice thing is you can use a 2mm plate, a thicker plate than usual. So some people really like that. Kind of has that like thick plate sound, which is a bit different, a bit fuller. I personally really like this one because it's clean at the top. It doesn't have any like extra branding or anything like that. So basically it lets the aesthetics of the board sort of carry the image of it, instead of relying on branding like on top and then other parts of the board. So I actually really like this about the 2021 one. And then the weight is kind of more like covert, like this steel weight that's like on the interior and like mounted on the interior, and then like just kind of like showing here on the outside is pretty nice. And I really like this like bottom grill. So for among the Dolphin models, I actually think the Dolphin 2021 is my particular favorite. I've tried the V2 and the V3 as well, and I like them for different reasons, but I think this one's still my favorite of all of them. Yeah. That said, I think the 60 here came out pretty nice. I genuinely was surprised about the initial packaging that this one came with. Like, it comes in this like super intense looking box. So like it comes in this like lock box basically. This is just a cloth I had, like it's an extra can of keys cloth. But like yeah, there's like a storage compartment over here, which I guess I'll just put some of the extra stuff over here. But yeah, it's this Dolphin 60 I think is pretty good as well. I'll just put these guys away. Yeah, this box is intense. But super nice though, presentation wise. Like it came out with like this nice carbon fiber twill exterior box with the logo and everything. Super nice. Nice hard case for it. But the board itself though came out pretty clean. I actually really like how they Lin actually did the weight. Basically kind of similar to the Kohaku, sort of like the aluminum poking through the part here, the you know, the negative space of the brass weight. I actually really like how this fitted look goes. Like the logo design pretty nice. I think another favorite thing of this thing is this for sure. Hidden screws using bump-ons is so underrated. No, it's not underrated. No, that's not underrated. But it's appreciated. It looks clean from the bottom. It's gonna have that like seamless sort of look from this side, but it still has that Dolphin characteristic sort of like seam at the top. It's okay. But yeah, this in your honest opinion, navy board underrated or overrated? Ooh, I think when people say blue boards, I think a lot of people will think navy. So I would say like it's somewhere in between. But I think nowadays I don't see as much dark blue. Like I do see it, but I don't see it like a ton. So I think right now it's kind of underrated. There's also like a lot of sets that go with dark blue color sets, color boards. So yeah, currently a little bit underrated, but I think there was a time when there were a lot of dark blue boards coming out. Like I think when Gion first came up with his like F18X, like for the first time in the market, like he put out a ton of these blue boards as well. But yeah, there's been like times when it's been like kind of quiet with respect to how many blue boards were out there actually. So yeah. This set is a little older, so you can see it actually has some shine. Pretty like it has some shine on the WASD and actually some of the second row keys as well. It has a decent bit of shine here and there. Spacebar has a little bit of select shine here too. But yeah, it's a set that I did use for a while. But I think this particular board with column depths actually looks spectacular. I think it looks so good. I think this was the right choice for the key set, and probably this is gonna stay. Yeah, sounds pretty good though. I actually like it. I'm glad I did do PC and MX Browns on this. I kind of miss having like a tactile 60% board. So that's not Topre. So it's pretty good. Do you see that person post fake prices for Hello Caps? Yeah, I did. I actually commented about that. Not during the stream, but like, I think someone like linked it to my server. They were in Singa too? Oh, I see. I see. Like 2 of their alts too, I banned? Wow, that's crazy. But I guess it's kind of bound to happen. There's always people like this. Okay, so I think this is pretty much about it for the build, to be honest. There's not much else I think I'm gonna do to it. I like its sandwich mount right now. It's like kind of soft, and I do like how it sounds. It is a little bit on the quieter side though. I think Cobra mentioned that. But I think in real life though, this volume is pretty good. It's perfect for a tactile switch, especially because tactiles can be kind of loud on some boards. Yeah, so the reason for today's build is that I've just been kind of low on number of builds right now, but lately I've also had a bunch of like off-stream stuff that I've like worked on. Let me move the mic, hold on. And then of course like prepping Blue Alert, and then finally of course in my case I'm on the job search. But yeah, things are going all right. I kind of missed building something. It was like 2 weeks, and I was like, oh, it's been kind of quiet. I haven't done a stream in a bit, so I wanted to do something. And today I was like, oh, 60% sounds easy enough to have switches for. So I was like, yeah, let's go for it. Waiting for the classic TKL stream? Yes, I definitely will be doing a classic TKL build at one point. I actually don't know when or when exactly they're gonna send one out to me, but I did speak with Mike, so I will check out the classic TKL at one point. I think Alex just checked it out today, right? So people were having pretty good impressions of it, so I'm expecting good stuff. It's kind of crazy. It's 89 US for that one. Super low price. Injection mold, of course, but pretty cool. I'm personally impressed by these price tags and how far the hobby has come, to be honest. There's so many options now. Bro was tweaking from not building keyboards for 2 weeks. Yeah, when you're used to doing it like all the time, yeah, I kind of miss it, you know? It's just thrilling things. I actually just enjoy doing projects with my hands, so like whether it's building boards or maybe like Lego or like whatever. Always enjoy doing like any kind of DIY stuff, so that's kind of why. Also, I kind of did say before like I would be doing a bunch of other things, but didn't end up hadn't ended up streaming as recently. I was supposed to do the Bakeneko Go at one point. I still have it actually. I'm just waiting for some parts to come in. So that will happen at one point. So yeah, that classic TKL. I do have a few client builds coming up too that I'm also waiting for parts on. I think I have an EC build at some point in the following few weeks, so you'll probably see me build an EC, an electric capacitive kit, at some point. So yeah, there's some stuff going on. Just been a little bit quieter because I'm actually mostly just waiting for parts. Delays and whatnot. Alright, so I think that is pretty much all I got for tonight. I am happy to go raid someone if you guys want me to. Let me check the who might be live today right now. Oh wow, I see Akshay. Do you guys know Akshay? They're into keywords as well. It looks like they recently started streaming, so they looks like they're building a 2.0 additional. And I don't think I see any other keyword folks right now. Alright, I mean that's cool. Okay, I guess we'll wrap it up here. But thank you again, everybody. Let's go raid Akshay. How do you Akshay with 2 Y's? FR. Alright. But yeah, gonna wrap it up here, guys. Thanks again. Oh my gosh, this siren. Thanks again for coming by. I'll see you guys hopefully soon. Just waiting on parts, but once stuff is around. And yeah, Blue Alert happening pretty soon. So you know, if you have any feedback, any comments, you can always comment on the IC, or you can always join the Discord server. Oh. Alright. I'll see you guys later. Let's go raid Akshay, and take care, guys. Peace.